Nothing meets the eye.
Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome back. Today's topic is the Autobot Windcharger and why I think he is underappreciated. Now, I feel out of all the mini cars, he received the least amount of time and not enough backstory. Now, as a toy, he had a unique and desirable look, and he had numerous reissues. Now, in the comics, he was relegated to a background character, and this continued in the Sunbow cartoon run. And although he appeared in many episodes, he never took a prominent role like many of his fellow minicar brothers. While he did have more small scenes in the cartoons hinting at his worth to the rest of the Autobots, it was pushed aside and ignored. And this continued all the way into the 1986 Transformers, the movie. And this is why we got this.
Come on, RC. We gotta get this launcher into place. Megatron's making his big push.
Now, in 2017, with the power of the Prime's toy line, we finally received the new Windcharger toy with the familiar look and style reminiscent of his G1 design, as compared to the original design and his anniversary keychain release. The colors are slightly different, but compare well enough to both the reissue and the original. Now, the 1984 and 85 toy, well, it had very little in the way of articulation. I mean, his arms moved up and down, and they could actually tilt side to side. In comparison with the Prime's Windcharger, possessed a range of motion that has become standard, with ball-jointed shoulders, and elbows that twist and turn, and bend, a head that turns, and hip and knee posability that allow for action poses. Now, some action poses with Windcharger, some of the stances, well, they require the use of his rear window to balance them. In '84, when I seen the first Transformer packaged toys on the shelf, I was enthralled. The colors, the logo, and the package art were amazing. Windcharger became my number one to acquire, but on my first visit, they didn't have him, so I wound up picking up Huffer. Now on my second outing, he was waiting for me and I snagged him. On his original package art, he had a faceplate. But in the Marvel 4-issue limited run of comics, the first issue, he has a mouth. Now, most of the Autobots had resembled their toys or the toy art on the boxes of cardstock. Some were almost spot-on recreations of the toys like Ratchet and Ironhide, and this would change in subsequent issues. Now, in issue 2, the faceplate is present again. But the direction of artstock can be seen changing for certain characters. Now, by issue 3, it returns a mouth designed to Windcharger. Sunbow cartoon and the Marvel comic series were both initially only supposed to be limited runs. But both had become so immensely popular that they were given extensions. Unfortunately, even with all these open time slots in both the comics and the cartoon, Windcharger, well, he just couldn't catch a break. As years rolled on after the movie, Windcharger's toy cancellation and his on-screen corpse declared he was dead. The cartoons and comics would eventually come to an end, and many of the G1 characters shelved for a while. Windcharger faded away, like his character did in both comics and TV. Eventually, though, the popularity of that G1 line would give rise to a resurgence of the G1 bots, and first Dreamwave, then IDW Comics. Once again, only having sporadic appearances, poor Windcharger again found himself playing second fiddle to Bumblebee, Cliffjumper, Brawn. I mean, he was even seen less than Outback in the IDW Comics, who was a corpse for an entire issue. Eventually, he would see a reissue of his toy. And, 2003, he was a keychain figure. He would also go on to have a few other releases, a Ford Mustang, a Camaro, and a few other vehicles, which kept the color, but they always lacked the look and feel of that G1 design until the Power of the Primes released what I believe to be the best new version, capturing the Windcharger that I remember in his full glory. Now, Windcharger on his original tech specs was rank a 5. He had a courage of 9, a firepower of 7, a skill of 6, endurance of 4, strength of 4, intelligence of 6, and a speed of 8. He was a warrior whose motto was quick action equals quick victory. His bio reads as such: Windcharger is the fastest Autobot over short distances, good in situations requiring fast and decisive action, enthusiastic but impatient, short attention span, cast powerful magnetic field which can attract or repel large metal objects. He smashes them at closer distances. These abilities use up tremendous energy, and he often burns himself out due to carelessness. Well, I enjoyed talking to you guys about Windcharger. He was one of my favorite Minibot characters. What do you guys think? Did you have a favorite? If you did, leave some comments down below. If you liked the video, please hit like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Later, y'all.
Transformers, more than meets the eye.